Hello and welcome to the home of the Ghost Town. Here we are back for another one of our first play videos. Today we're going to be playing Dawn of War 2. We're going to be playing through the first mission, but just like the first Dawn of War video, I wanted to start and show the tutorial. The cinematic, the intro cinematic is quite good. We'll do the same for Dawn of War 3, and that will give you a chance to see all the different ones and decide which one's your favourite. I know which one mine is. So without further ado, let's jump into Dawn of War 2.
Sega.
More of us are coming. This planet will be ours.
You lost this war before you started, fool.
Primary threat spotted.
Moving into position. Neutralizing.
Take cover! Strike from the sky, brothers! This planet is ours, witch.
No, this planet is theirs.
And there we go. That's a pretty awesome opening cinematic, I think you'll agree. So in the first Dawn of War, in that opening cinematic, it was the Blood Ravens against the Orcs. This time it was the Blood Ravens against the Eldar. And with that final shot there, for those that are familiar with Warhammer artwork and so on, it's quite clearly the Tyranids. So it gives us a sort of an indication of what might be the antagonists of this one, though it does kind of follow on from the first one with the Blood Ravens, with the planets, with Gabriel Angelos being here as well, so that's pretty cool. So as you can see, graphics significantly better than the first game and actually hold up much better today, and overall I think out of the three games, Dawn of War 2 is my favourite, and I really wish they'd expanded and brought more of the factions in overall than they do, and the fact you've been able to play the factions a bit like Soulstorm in Dawn of War 1. I kind of wish they'd done that for Dawn of War 2 with all the factions and everything. But without further ado, what we're going to be doing is the campaign. Now, you've got Dawn of War 2, and then you've got Chaos Rising, which is kind of like the expansion storyline. We're going to be doing Dawn of War 2. There is a third a third part, or a second expansion if you like, which is Dawn of War 2 Retribution, and that's where you have individual campaigns, and we bring in the Imperial Guard into that one as well. But Dawn of War 2, there we go, starting off with this one. We are going to start a new campaign. We're going to go on the easiest difficulty setting, just because we're showing the video. We're not looking to do any crazy runs or time runs or anything like that. Name of our Force Commander is going to be Ghost Al, because, well, you know, why not? So without further ado, let's crack on and do the first mission of Dawn of War 2.
Subsector Aurelia. This cluster of worlds stands on the very edge of the Imperium of Man. From this frontier came the Blood Ravens, a chapter of the Emperor's own Space Marines. Once and for all. Captain Davian Thule and a handful of Space Marines lead the raw recruits defending these worlds. Now, another Space Marine joins this desperate battle. A newly promoted commander, ready to lead in our darkest hour. You are this Space Marine. And you will tip the balance toward victory.
There we go. So you are essentially playing a Force Commander. The interesting point is a Force Commander isn't really a rank that exists in typical Space Marines, so you can kind of read this, I guess, that you're kind of... it would kind of make you a captain. I guess in the Primaris terms, you'd be kind of a Primaris Lieutenant because you haven't taken control of a full company, but you're kind of... it's kind of that sort of lieutenant into captain, company captain. I guess that's kind of what you eventually end up as, but that's kind of where you are. So rank of Force Commander is an interesting one. Right, press any key. Day 1, Dawn of War 2, stand with your brothers.
Calderis. We Blood Ravens select our initiates from this world's fierce warriors. Calderis is the cradle and the future of our chapter. Now, the Orcs would take it from us. This, we cannot allow.
Okay, that was Davian Thule there.
Stay in cover. Kill the orcs that are out in the open. Welcome, Commander. This is Captain Davian Thule, in command here on Calderis. We are battling the orcs that threaten this world. You have dropped right into the combat zone. I am north of you with several squads of our initiates. We are under heavy fire and losing control of our flanks. Move north and provide support.
Okay, so this is not a base building RTS. So this is not how it plays, and you'll find yourself playing with a few more units and being much more with the micromanaging. So we're going to use cover. That's typical sort of RTS style of movement and utilization of cover.
Behind us! Kill him!
Tactical squad.
Point grenades are limited, and that's a tactical advantage. So you can break suppression and reduce range damage. So what I am going to do is I'm just just going to reduce some of that volume a touch. There we go. Okay, let's move up the next one. And let's get a commander in there. You have to be careful, the commander will break your cover as he runs through some of it. And the orcs will be quite tough in combat, but not tough enough to deal with the commander. So really you want your commander in combat, and he's basically going to be a bit of a tank while you use your tactical squad to provide support. So we can see we've got Thule and the initiates / scouts. So let's go in and help them out.
Reinforcements have arrived. Push forward, initiates.
We've got to make sure that our commander keeps the tactical squad safe. The tactical squad led by Sergeant Tarkus. Now that's a pretty good area for a grenade, so we will chuck one in there. Pretty useful there. So far, so good. Tarkus back a little bit. So you actually get loot and war gear, which is really, I think, interesting and cool for an RTS in this way. Kind of that whole development of your characters and squads. So good. That was a lot of orcs to clear out, but we managed to do it. Good, we finally got rid of that last one there. There we go.
Well fought, Commander.
Area secure.
But the Greenskins will not give us much time before they attack again.
Okay.
I need you and Sergeant Tarkus to take charge of driving the orcs back. Move up to the ruins east of here and prepare to repel the next orc wave.
Okay, there we go. So again, you can see where you're going to be in cover. You get the little green dots. That means you're going to be in the cover. And you'll take reduced ranged damage. Oh, we've got a war truck.
Orc vehicle. Stay in cover. That truck has a heavy gun.
More shooting, less dying, you kids!
Okay, so let's finish these off, and I'm going to send the commander over here. He's going to run. There we go.
Boys. And these Umis are sparking up me truck! Back through the tunnel!
Get 'em, boys! They're in the ruins!
There we go, again, using the commander to tank.
More orcs.
So you get support items, right, from these sort of things on the
Those
ground.
orcs have opened a path through the hills somehow. Move forward and seal it.
So those items, that's now increased the number of grenades I've got. So they are pretty important. There you go, more support item increase. It gives our commander heals as well. Right, so we're going to send our commander over to these guys, and then I'm going to put a grenade over here. And then we're going to put another grenade into this building.
Commander, the
There we
orcs
go.
are using a guard tower near the cave mouth. My squad can take it out with a grenade.
Already done it, Tarkus. Already done it. Way
Greenskins
ahead
are
of you.
clearly using that mine as a passage, Commander. Seal that entrance by
Anyone
any
think
means
I've played
necessary.
this game before? I've played it quite a few times.
Good work, Space
As I
Marine.
said, it is my favourite
The
Dawn of War
Greenskins
series.
will not be using that passage again anytime
Okay,
soon.
great.
But the leader
Let's
managed to
keep
escape through the
moving.
tunnel before we could kill him. That was our chance to cut this invasion off at the head.
He will show himself again, Tarkus. And when he does, we will be ready. Thunderhawks are en route. Prepare for extraction.
Let our enemies beware.
There you go. And that
Victory is ours.
is the first mission. It's very short. It's a good introduction. You can see you complete a mission, and we've got ourselves reward with some war gear. We've leveled up as well. You actually level up your characters. It's really cool, and you got a whole bunch of stats in here as well. So I really like the way they've done this. It kind of gives you that RTS feel, but
Welcome
you
aboard,
feel
Strike
more
Cruiser
connected
Armageddon,
to your
Commander.
units.
Calderis is currently facing a massive orc invasion that threatens to spill over to the entire sector. Urgent distress signals are coming from other nearby sectors, but we must concentrate our efforts here. I need you to take charge of an assault that's stalled on the surface below. Drop to the point marked on the planet map and start pushing into the orc's flank.
Okay, so you get to day 2. You can see Caldaris updates, sector updates, which is pretty cool. There's tips as well, gameplay tips in here. So lots going on. You can filter by planet as well. I think that's really cool. You've got a campaign score, which you'll build up through this. And then if you come here, you get to the squad loadout screen, where you can actually see, and you can see because we played the game before, normally you don't have any of this, right? You don't have any of these extra bits. So, you know, improved chainsword, it's you know, not the best, but it gives us a better chainsword. And like when you pick up extra armor, your actual armor will change on here as well. So like you've got this purity seal here, that's +3 accuracy. Well, we don't want to give that to our captain. He's got the sort of the recovery stimulant kit, so we don't want that. And our captain, we want to make him a melee beast, so we're going to push him down the melee route. So we're going to go 1 and 2. So that's increased his melee. However, ability unlocked for a time, the Force Commander performs special attacks with every blow, dealing damage and knocking enemies to the ground. Additionally, the Force Commander cannot be knocked down for the duration. There we go. Perfect. So that's the commander. Then we can click over here and we can get Tarkus. So if we look at what we've got, give the improved bolter. So he's got a slightly better bolt gun now, and we'll give +3 accuracy to him for this. But eventually we'll want to give that to somebody else. And Tarkus, one of the things with him is we want to make him a bit of a tank, but we also want to boost his ranged abilities. But if you look here, you can make them veterans and so on. So you know, that's pretty cool. All the way up through here you get tactical advance, and then you got range specialists, so that gives him plasma guns and flamers and things like that. So we're going to first off go and boost his health and make him a bit of a tanky unit, and also unlock his first trait, which is Taunt. Ability unlock, force nearby enemies to switch targets and engage Tarkus' squad. That's really useful if you find one of your weaker squads or less well armored squads taking damage, and you can take the fire away from them. And there we go. So you can see your abilities here. That's pretty cool. There's our armor, and you can see that we'll be able to add these bits of armor. This is from playing the game previously. The other thing you've got is if you have gear that you pick up that you have no use for, which is really handy. So, for example, if we got ourselves a better bolter, you could, and you're never going to use this again, right, because it's too low level because you've leveled up, you can actually drag it down here, and you can actually donate the war gear and essentially recycle it. And if you donate the war gear into the librarian, then you get additional XP to help your squads level up. Which is really cool. Like I say, it makes you feel much more connected to the squad. A little disappointed that it was a squad of 4 and not 5 at least, keeping to that theme, but there you go. Overall, hopefully that gives you a bit of a flavour of what the game looks like. As you progress further on, there's a star map, and you'll find yourself travelling to different planets. You'll see different sectors on the ground, which is where the missions are, and eventually you'll have more than 4 units to choose from. And on the squad deployment screen here, you'll choose which 4 squads you take with you. Now, that's for the campaign, right? That's for the campaign. When you're doing multiplayer or skirmish battles, it's not really true base building, but you'll have a base a bit like in the first game where you can build units, and you'll have a unit cap and a vehicle cap and so on. So there's a bit more of that in skirmish, but it's not a base building RTS in the traditional sense. The campaign in Dawn of War 2 is absolutely my favourite. Dawn of War 2 overall is my absolute favourite of the games. I think it's fantastic, and I thoroughly recommend picking up this game again, which you can find very cheap. And as you can see, the graphics, even though this is an old game, the graphics do hold up incredibly well. You can see here
the Greenskins have taken over a hamlet outside Argus. This hamlet sits on a vital supply route, and all of Calderis could fall if we do not dislodge them. Sergeant Avitus and his squad of Devastator Space Marines held the hamlet alone, but they were finally overwhelmed. You must retake the hamlet and drive the orcs back. To aid in this, I am assigning Sergeant Cyrus and his squad of scouts to your command. His infiltration expertise should prove invaluable.
There we go. So this is you get objectives here. There's buildings which can give you intel, which can give you an idea of what loadout is best to take. You know, you're going to face lots of vehicles, you need anti-vehicles, so definitely worth checking out the tips. You also get to see the reward, so when you have multiple different missions to choose from, and you will, it's not linear, there will be different missions you can choose. You'll be able to see what rewards you get from it, and then this is also important because it tells you what key structures, and there's always 2 key structures in each of these sectors. So here you can see we've got a communications array, which allows in place planetary defense forces to focus artillery strikes, basically get artillery strikes, and then this one here, securing them will grant additional support and allow the directed deployment of tarantula turrets, basically gun turrets, during a mission. So and you have to capture those, but you can only capture 1 for that sort of mission, so you would have to come back to this in a different mission and capture the other one, so you have to make that choice. So that's why I quite like this as well. It's not that sort of linear mission after mission RTS campaign. There is choice about how you do it, how you approach it. You can make your force commander carry normal weapons or heavy weapons or melee weapons, so you can really change the flavor of your squad. You know, you could play this game a completely different way through and change the focus. So like I focused at the moment my force commander on melee, you could change that and play the campaign with him with a different sort of combat focus, just to give a different feel. So I definitely think as well it's got quite a lot of replayability, and of course you've got Chaos Rising on top of that. So guys, I hope you found that really useful. This is my favourite, The Dawn of War. It's one of my favourite RTSs overall. I know some people really like the base building of Dawn of War, and it is a personal choice, and don't get me wrong, I do like base building games. You know, I have come from, you know, early playing Command and Conquer series and so on, and I do enjoy that. But of the Dawn of War games, I really do enjoy Dawn of War 2 the most, and thoroughly recommend it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it though, give it a thumbs down, but let me know why in the comments below. Maybe we can improve for the future. And also, if you want to see more content, then please hit that subscribe button. It is free for you to do, but it does mean a lot for me, so thank you for that one in advance. Tune back in for some more First Play videos, and Dawn of War 3 and Space Marines still to come.